Manchester United 4, Bournemouth 1. Another victory in pre-season for Manchester United. We're here at Soldier Field in Chicago. I'm joined by Stephen Howson. Steve, another game, another win, another good performance.
It was another good performance. I thought it started off real nice. We saw shape, we saw pattern, we saw intensity. We looked drilled, and that is very pleasing. And I know, obviously you said another good result. Pre-season's not about results. It is about performance, though. Yeah. And I was very happy with the performance. And I would say, I'm not sure there was a bad one, to be honest.
Do you think, obviously, once again, we've seen this sort of first 65 minutes for what is being elected as the first team of the evening. I think there were 5 players that kept their place from the last first team from the first game, so it wasn't a completely rotated team, but we did see some new faces in there. We did see the likes of Mason Mount in there, we saw Casemiro in there, we saw a few others in there as well. The centre-back setup looked a little bit different. Of those sort of newer players, I'm going to get to Dorgu in a minute, by the way, because obviously he was outstanding. Who sort of impressed you? Who do you think is kind of pushing their way towards that sort of first team? Yeah.
Options. Luke Shaw, dare I say? Yeah. Well, I said it.
What did you like about it?
I just thought his shape was nice. I thought he read the game nice. I thought he knew when to stay, when to hold nice. He had a bit of a last man tackle that he had to make. He's always tidy on the ball anyway, isn't he? But possibly Luke Shaw.
We've got a wild Adam McKola in the background. We're in the sort of belly of the stadium here. We've just had loads of players go past. We've just spoke to a few different players. There'll be a video on the channel of that, of some of the interviews. There is...
I shook my hand.
Did he?
And said hi.
That's interesting, isn't it?
He knew my name.
Not just shook our hand. Was like, Adam.
Came up and went,
Stephen.
"You're right, Adam. You're right, Steve."
And we were both like that.
But I think
and I bottled it.
You didn't say anything. I think that
I was stunned.
But that goes to what the question was going to be, which was there's a feeling that people are a little bit happier. I don't know if it's because of the results, but it's tangible though, isn't it? It's not just the players, but it is the players. It's not just the staff, but it is the staff, the fans. Like, there is a feeling that it's a little bit different. Obviously, to last season, but even maybe pre-season's gone by.
I had a little. Sorry to interrupt. I had a little chat with Mason Mount as well. He came up to us and I was like, "Just how you feeling? How's everything?" And it was more about him than the team when I asked the question in my head. But he kind of responded from a team perspective, and he kind of reiterated what Luke Shaw said to you yesterday, or said to someone yesterday. I don't think it was to your question, sorry. But yeah, he kind of reiterated that, and it is an interesting thing to hear that the players constantly coming out and going, it feels better, the squad's all together, we're loving this and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was good to hear from Mason Mount, and I think Mason Mount's one of those signings everyone's kind of frustrated with, not because he's not a good player, because I think he's a very good player, but because
for 2 years
and we could have got him a year later for free and all those kind of things. But if he can just switch it on, suddenly no one cares about that. And I think he does have the ability. And when you look at the system that we play, I mean, Steve will know more about this. When you look at the system that we play, he can fit a number of those roles and do them very well if he's at his best. So we need to get someone like him to his best because he's a fantastic player and we haven't seen enough of it at United.
Does it feel a bit different to you, Steve?
Yeah, and this has never happened before. A director has just sought me out and stuck it on us in a positive sense.
Not tried to fight you or kiss you?
Well, Avram came over and nutted you.
No, I did see the Glazers though, and I went boo.
A pantomime boo as they went past. I like that.
There was a lot of security around. But yeah, so I've literally just stopped booing the Glazers, turned my camera off, and as I've turned around, I've gone on as Omar Barada. And then as Omar Barada's sort of come past me, Jason Wilcox there with his hand out, and I was like, oh shit. And then he just had an honestly brilliant, and I was like, really, I'm just going to put my camera in my pocket here, away.
What did Wilcox say to you then that you can repeat, that you want to repeat, you feel comfortable repeating?
Again, it was sort of reiterating what everyone's been talking about, which is how good the mood is, how together everybody is, and like how positive everyone is, but also how hard working it is. And sort of to reiterate Adam's point, we found ourselves in a real great position where we've been able to ask questions. I've just asked a lot of questions tonight of, like, I saw Bruno. Yeah. I said, why are you not in Saudi? And he laughed and was like, and his answer was great. It was like,
made a beeline for us.
Yeah, I was like, I love playing football too much. What an answer. right?
Also, he also said 21 is coming, but he said don't print that.
We spoke to Tom Eaton. I spoke to one of the strength and conditioning staff.
You know what happened? Sorry, Steve. I know it's your review.
Is it?
Are you sure?
But you know what happened? Joshua Xerxes come out, and I was like, Josh, get in now. And I was like, just letting you know. I'm the president of the Xerxes FC fan club. And
You handed him your business card and he got completely freaked out.
And I can't wait until you absolutely smash it.
We spoke to a load of Amarim staff. We spoke to some of the fitness staff, and we was talking about how conditioned everyone's come into this looking. And one of the fitness staff has just said they've just done a leg day after the game. Like he was carrying all this weight equipment and stuff, so they've just done a leg day after the game. Like he was like, they are getting drilled, and his exact words was, "Look at the gaffer, he is wham." Like the lads are going to be the exact same. Like he's putting them through it, and then again, I asked like a question that the journalist should be asking. Like, you know, we know Sadorf, the strength and conditioning coach of Patrick Dorgu. Patrick Dorgu goes and does one-to-ones with him. Seki Coney does one-to-ones with him on strength and conditioning and sort of core stability type stuff. And I was saying, like, what's the club's view of these boys going doing that? Like, shouldn't they be doing this at the club? And he went, well, he goes, in the summer I don't mind them doing it. He says, but if they're doing it in season, he goes, they shouldn't be, because we are smashing them at the moment. And I was like, wow, okay. And how are they working out?
Chance to be a fine thing. You mentioned Dorgu there. We've got to talk about him, because I think, obviously, I don't want to compare real games with pre-season games too directly, but to me, he looks like he's sort of gone up another notch in the last sort of couple of games. On the ball stuff looks brilliant. The first half in particular, it was like he was the main character of the game. Like every time we went up the pitch, it was partly to do with him. He gets the assist, then he gets the goal. Fantastic performance, but it feels like we're starting to see, not just with him, but he's the sort of the catalyst for a lot of this, what Amrin wants from players in that position. I thought it was fantastic tonight. What did you make of him?
I agree. I thought, yeah, he gets a goal and he gets an assist, but it was the addition of flair. We knew he had grit. We knew he could graft. We knew he was like a regen Tony Valencia in that sort of sense. But we've not seen that flair, that confident, that footballer sort of side. He's been a bit of an athlete almost, hasn't he? But so it was nice to see like the delicacy of the cross, like the deliberate nature of the cross that Hoyland's managed to get himself on the end of. And then his own shot. Again, deliberate, but not just that. There was multiple incidences where he's cutting inside and he's having a look, and he even ended up on the right-hand side, having a look and coming on the inside and looking to get in beyond. And yeah, I mean, look, no one's going to get too gassed up because it is pre-season, but the performance was very, very nice. I actually think Bruno and Casemiro were probably like the lowest part of the entire game tonight. I thought they looked a little bit rusty together, and I thought I can still see the gaps in the system a little bit, especially when we're defending the box. We're lacking like another player in that sort of area. I think those two are covering a hell of a lot of at the front of the box. It almost feels like one more person needs to come either forward or backwards to sort of bolster that sort of area of the pitch up. But overall, am I a believer? No. Why? Listen, we need to have we're going to fall out. He's playing Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber in the car, and I swear to God, I'm going to get an Uber on my own.
Are you a Carlos believer?
Do you believe in Man United next season?
I know we're going to be better than last year.
Is 21 coming, you little
Yes,
shit
and the
lad?
Scousers are going to get it.
See you in a bit.